So the Man City court case begins. Will they survive? Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to On Me Edson. So the Manchester City 115 FA charges against them. That court case has started this week. A bit of cloak and dagger stuff. Barristers going into the court very secretly. Nobody able to get any sound bites, any quotes or anything like that. So it's all behind closed doors thus far. And over the coming weeks, because this is going to ramble on for weeks, of course, you might get the odd insight, the odd snippet here and there. But it's interesting that it's taken the FA so long to bring this case to court. Manchester City, for their part, they're saying, no, we've got evidence here. We've got evidence that we've done nothing wrong. Nothing has been done wrong here. And we're going to prove nothing's done wrong. This is only ever going to go one way. Lesser teams with less funds will probably not be so lucky. Manchester City, with all their funds, with all their resources, all the financial backing, of course, are able to hire the best legal team out there, whereas other teams probably wouldn't. So when you got the likes of Everton, Nottingham Forest, Leicester City, let's say, who have been rightly so penalised, then you kind of look at Manchester City and say, well, why haven't they been penalised? I've said this in previous videos. I do believe that the FA have handled this completely wrong right from the word go. Instead of just going after full 115 charges or whatever it is, why don't they just piecemeal it? Why don't they just break it up? But, again, a lot of this could have been done and dusted, and it could have been done over a period of years if the case was just too big. But, oh no, we've gone to this point where the FA are pushing, Man City are pushing back. They've got the financial might to do it. They're fortunate in that case. But could we be seeing, as people are predicting, that if the FA win, this could be a Manchester City being relegated? Could it mean that they're losing so many points this season that even if they don't get relegated, they won't even make Europe next season? Maybe it's a case that will be prevented from entering European competition for the next 5 years or so. It could be that they're not able to enter the transfer market. They'll have a transfer embargo for a few years. Who knows? Who knows what the final punishment is going to be here? But these are very serious charges. And it's all to do with within a certain time period, not in recent years, but in a certain time period. I think it's up until 2018. And it's all to do with back-end stuff. So it's not really to do with, the way they've managed their team or any kind of cold-face cheating, as it were. This is all kind of back-end stuff. So that's why it's a bit hard to understand. It's also a bit difficult to explain from the FA's position, also Manchester City's position in the open. That's why lots of commentators, pundits are kind of grabbing at straws, because we don't really know to what point these FA charges I wouldn't say legitimate, but at what point will they stick? The same for Man City's defence. How valid is their defence? What evidence do they really have? Now, obviously, this is all going to come out in the court case, but at some point, that's going to have to be made public knowledge. And when the final decision is made, then we're really going to know the full extent of what has been going on of Manchester City and all their dealings behind the scenes. Now, how will this affect the team as the club? Pep Guardiola, will he stay on? I think there's always been rumours that, well, if they are found guilty, then he's off ski. He's going off somewhere else. Will that be the case? Who knows? What about the players? Will they decide to go as well? Will there be so many sanctions imposed on Manchester City and the ownership that they say, do you know what, we're just going to let this club go to rack and ruin, or we're going to sell up and just take a loss and we'll just go somewhere else? Who knows? We could see the crumbling of Manchester City as we know it right now. But the immediate sanction could be a hefty penalty sanction, or it could even be so much so that they are relegated or suffer sanctions that's going to hinder them for the next 5 or 6 years. These are serious allegations, as we know. The repercussions, if they're found guilty, could send shockwaves not only throughout the whole of the Premier League, but also the cups that they've won in recent years as well. So there's going to have to be a decision to say, well, is this going to be retrospectively actioned, or is it going to be just action from this point onwards? It really depends. I mean, what you're going to see. You're going to strip them of all their titles. You're going to strip them of all their cup wins. You're going to strip them of whatever accolades they've got. I think that's going a step too far in that respect. But you could argue that they've won those illegitimately based upon what's been going on behind the scenes. I'm not here to say whether that's right or not, but what I will say is that the whole process has been a sham. The whole process from the FA and from Manchester City, and the way they've dealt with this, and the way that it's almost been an isolated case, and they've been given preferential treatment, whereas other clubs haven't been given that preferential treatment. Granted, the other clubs haven't had as many charges levied against them, whereas Manchester City have, but that's the FA's fault. They shouldn't have levied all of those charges in one big hit. They should have piecemealed them together or just sectioned them off in smaller chunks. That's what they should have done. But oh no, we're dealing with the FA here. So do Man City have a real case to defend themselves against this? But more importantly, do they have the financial might, which I believe they do, to have the best legal defence against possibly not the strongest prosecution from the FA? Do the FA have the funds to be able to take this all the way? Either way, this could be a financial ruin for both club and institution. The ramifications just could go on and on and on. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Well, we're going to find out a lot more in the coming weeks, of course. I believe it's been dealt with in a very poor manner, certainly from the FA, but also from Manchester City as well. I don't believe both parties have covered themselves in glory, but again, Manchester City are only defending their position. Whether they're right or wrong, we'll soon find out. FA are also only defending their position or prosecuting their position as well. So we'll find out what happens, but ultimately we're going to find out what the net result of this is for both club and the FA and for the rest of the league as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell for all future videos, and I will catch you again on another video coming very soon. Bye now.